Hello friends, this is Dr. Neeta and I welcome you all to the last session of I'm a Winner, Believe and Achieve workshop. So let's begin with the concluding remark of our I'm a Winner workshop. So what was the main goal or major objective of this program? What we have discussed up till now. So majorly we were started with the story of Buddha, wherein we have checked ourselves who exactly we are, how actually we could understand our inner golden personality. Then we have talked about beliefs, we have seen power of subconscious mind, we have discussed EEG, brain waves, placebo effect. We have also discussed a water experiment by Dr. Masaru Emoto, and lastly law of attraction and power of tool we have seen. So this other than that, again a few more topics we have covered. We have seen some stories also wherein we could actually identify a few more things. Now what exactly was the goal behind it? You must be knowing that okay, we have to do meditation. Many of you might have already aware with all the law of attraction tools, like we should do visualization, we should create our vision board, we should always express gratitude, we should be thankful for everyone. So all this kind of thing you might have heard, that are not new for you. That's why many people might have told you, but what happens is our mind always needs the answer about one question, that is why. So why I should do that, that needs to be clear. And I'm a Winner is a program which give you all the scientific base of all those kind of spiritual things. Actually we should follow the practice of those things, and by doing those things, whatever kind of effect actually we could bring in our life, that all things that secret has revealed over here through this workshop. And that was the major goal. I know that many of you might be already doing meditation, many of you might be already practicing visualization and other techniques, but the most important thing is we should understand what is the scientific base, why I should do that. So to make you understand those things, actually all the topics were divided in over a period of time, and we have discussed those topics so that you should understand that how actually things happen, why our thought process is so important, why actually we should practice all those kind of things. So that thing, a major understanding of those things needs to be covered scientifically with some kind of experiment, some kind of proofs. So all those kind of thing we have discussed till date. Now, these were the few questions that we need to find our answer through this workshop. So, how our body is programmed. In quantum physics, we have seen that we, as a, if we'll consider, rather than soul, if we'll consider us as a body, a matter. So, it's again a form of energy. We have also seen how it's a form of energy, and we have also seen the different laws of energy. And we actually, as we are a form of energy, we vibrate at certain frequency, and that frequency actually program us. And similar kind of events, similar kind of people, similar kind of activities, actually we gravitate in our life because our body is programmed in a certain way. So that is how actually our bodies get programmed. Why we are like we are today? Because from the childhood, our brain has actually get programmed in certain way, and because of those programming, a brain works in a pattern, and because of those programming, that pattern are fixed now, and that's why we are today like we are. Our perception, our view, it actually get decided by our personality, what kind of thought process we are having, and what kind of people we were surrounded with, how we have grown up. So all those kind of things were responsible, and that's why we are like today who we are. Why some people breaks the records and some get broken themselves? Those who believe in themselves, those who know their capacities, they always break records. But those who actually don't trust themselves, they don't know who exactly they are and what are their capacities, their capability, they may broke themselves. So that is the basic difference. So first thing is you need to understand your power, what are actually your capacities, you need to identify your strength and you need to work on your strength. That is what is very important. So that actually is the basic secret of any successful person, that he needs to understand his own capacities. You might have seen the movie Majhi, I think. The person who has actually fight with the mountain, and he himself actually tried to just break that mountain and form the road. So that was a single person for 16 years. Actually he worked for doing all this kind of job, and no one helped him. I literally, if you'll see later on, at the last stage, people help him. But the thing is, he was one person, and he tried to accept that a challenge against the nature, and it was a huge mountain, but still he could do it, because he was the only aim, he was very focused on it, and that's why he could do it. That's why he could achieve that goal. I think no more a goal must be difficult from this. The person who is a literate person and who can do this many things, the huge mountain he can break and he can form the road. So one can do things, because our life is very easy, and whatever our goals are, if you have taken certain kind of goals which are easily achievable, then actually you may miss that kick within your life. You should actually have some goal wherein you need to work for it, literally. Then and then only you will get that kick, or that motivation for which you have to work. So these are all kind of things are there behind getting success in life. Okay, the next point is, if luck or destiny exists, who is writing it? Whether now you think after doing I am a winner that someone is writing your destiny. Of course, that thing must be clear that we are the writer of our own destiny, and our thoughts, our behavior, everything is got programmed, and this universe is just bringing those things, those which we are gravitate toward us through our thought process. So of course no one has written this, but yeah, of course there are few other laws which are working simultaneously. We need to understand that in detail, but of course our destiny is in our hand, and take the control and try to work on it, that uh, try to bring those results which you would like in your life. That is what is most important thing that we need to understand. What are beliefs we have seen, how actually belief form with example we have seen. Then what is the role of belief actually, what kind of reactions, response we are giving to others in our life, that just because the output of our belief. So that's the most important role of belief. And the key to success, we have already seen that we need to first believe in ourselves, we need to work on our strength, and then we need to be we must be focused. Our goal must be known, and very clear goals we should have, and we should focus on those goals. And consistency, self discipline, these are few of the factors which is the key to success of each and every person in their life. With conscious and subconscious mind, we have actually discussed this in the first session itself, about conscious and subconscious mind. So I think you might have got many answers of all these questions through this workshop. If you are having any more questions, you can always ask me on the discussion group. Now, why thoughts are so important? So again, this was we have discussed in the first or second session itself, that when we see this cycle of thought, when one thought comes in our mind, actually that thought brings some kind of emotion, some kind of feelings, and whenever it's a feeling, it may come in action after we feel it. Okay, now we feel that, oh, we need to do something about it, and then it comes in the action. Then if we continue doing those kind of actions, then it becomes our habits. Our habits actually form is responsible for our attitude. Everyone is having certain kind of attitude toward life, and these habits, whatever kind of thing we are repeating most of the time, actually that becomes our habit, and our habit is responsible for actually forming our attitude. our attitude makes our personality. What kind of person you are is actually shows by your attitude, whether you are having positive attitude toward your life, or you are a confused personality, or you are a very specific or very target oriented person. So all that kind of things forms your attitude, and your attitude is your personality, and personality brings all the result or output throughout your life. So whatever results you are getting, whatever output you are getting, that are actually the output of your personality, because someone will say, okay, this is a person and he has bring those success in his life, so that is what is your personality. And finally your personality brings you to your final destiny, and that is how a single thought may brings you to your final destiny. So that's why thought is very, very important. Don't underestimate the power of thoughts. Now coming, rather than logical word, coming to the magical word. So just let me make this formula as one of the most important formula of your life, that if do you have any problem in your life, if the answer is no, then why need to worry? Again, if you are having problem in your life and if the answer is yes, okay, can you do something about it? If the answer is yes, then why to worry? And if the answer is no, then again, why to worry? So the most important thing is worry is not going to bring you any kind of output. It's not going to solve any kind of problem. So that's why don't actually get worry about anything. Try to find out solutions. You may, if you could work on it, if you get some kind of solution, then it's fine. And if you can't do anything about it, just leave it, let go, give some time to solve those problems, and problems will sort out. So that's the important thing. Rather than worrying, whatever best you can do, you just contribute your best, and worry will not going to give you any kind of output. So the foremost important thing, you need to understand that worry will not give you anything. So work and try to find out solution, and always try to give your best in each and every work you are doing in your life. Now, there are two types of knowledge actually we get in our life. One is materialistic knowledge and another is spiritual knowledge. Now, materialistic knowledge, that is our education, which gives us degree, which makes a career, all that kind of thing actually that comes through materialistic knowledge. But what exactly spiritual knowledge gives us? So let's see the difference between materialistic knowledge and the spiritual knowledge. Materialistic knowledge gives us lifestyle, okay, as we have seen that good qualification brings you good career, good job, good salary, and good salary, of course you will become wealthy and you will get the best lifestyle, you will get all luxury which you actually expect in a life. Now what spiritual knowledge gives you? Spiritual life gives us meaning of life. You could actually miss the charm of life if you don't have that spiritual knowledge. If you actually just live in the materialistic world and you don't understand that spirituality, actually you don't understand the meaning of life. Why I'm here, what is the goal of my life, what is the purpose of my life? If you don't understand, then actually what is the meaning? You need to understand the meaning of life. Why I am here? What is the purpose of my life? And that answer of this question only spiritual life will give you, not your materialistic knowledge. Actually, in education, we get some technical knowledge, some skill sets, but the spiritual knowledge gives us the meaning in our life. So that's what is the basic first difference between materialistic knowledge and the spiritual knowledge. Second, materialistic knowledge, it's all about quantity, like how much knowledge we can gather from many of the sources, how many courses we can do, how many diplomas, how many degrees are after our name. All that kind of thing is all about quantity. Now, when it comes to spirituality, actually, spirituality talks about quality rather than quantity. Spirituality, a very small knowledge also actually brings you a very qualitative result in your life. If at least one law you understand, one thing you implement in your life, actually your life may change. So that's what is the basic difference between quality and quantity. Next is materialistic knowledge is to prove, means by getting that materialistic knowledge like degrees, diplomas, many kind of certifications. What we are doing that all? For proving ourselves. We actually try to become more professional. We would like to present ourselves in certain way, and that's why actually we are taking all that materialistic knowledge. So of course it is for proving something. When it comes to spiritual knowledge, it's for improving. So, not to prove to others what exactly we are doing and why we are doing, rather than when you get that spiritual knowledge at that moment of time, we can work on ourselves to improve ourselves to the better level, to become the better version of yourself. Actually, spirituality helps us. Materialistic knowledge is all about go through life. You can see the stages in our life, when we are baby, when we are young, then when we comes to the next stage, what happens, and at the last stage, what happens. So this is what is going through life. Now, when it comes to spirituality, spirituality is all about grow through life. So actually, it's make you grow through life. It's a real growing, not just going through life. Means जिंदगी काट नहीं रहे, but जिंदगी को हम जी रहे हैं. Now the most important thing is growing is through. It's not only wealth or something which is you are showing or proving for the world, but it is growing from internally with that power of knowledge, with that energy from inside, and giving that power to other, working for others, all that kind of any kind of means for you. You can take your understanding for growing, but that grow always have, everyone may have a different perception for growing in life, but yeah, whatever it is, growing will give you meaningful life. And that's how it may be. For small phase you have done some work, but actually that growth will give you much more results rather than just going through life. Materialistic knowledge is all about information. So most of the time, many type of different information we may gather. So always talk about different kind of data, different kind of information, different kind of knowledge. But when it comes to spirituality is all about transformation. So not only information, but it I just transform our life. Whatever we are, we may actually change our perception, and our life may get changed. We may get transformed from one level to just another level of our life. So actually spirituality may transform our life, and that is what is the base of spirituality. So now you might have understand why spiritual knowledge is very important, and why this spiritual knowledge we should actually implement in our life, because we want to grow in life, we want to get transformed in our life. So we want quality in our life, and that's why we should actually implement this spiritual knowledge through practicing affirmation, by practicing visualization, by practicing gratitude, forgiveness. We should actually let go things. All these kind of things actually we should understand, because now we have got the meaning of life through spiritual knowledge. Thank you very much. This much for this video.